Hey guys, wanted to do another quick video. Get ahead on a golf trip this weekend, so really looking forward to it. Um, had some chance to practice and get some deeper insights on the critical move that I posted about last week. Wanted to show you guys what I'm working on, what I realized, and hopefully it helps you guys too. So to review, I think the critical move in the golf swing is this motion right here. You need to have all the things that Robert talks about as far as grip awareness and a good takeaway, because without a good takeaway you won't be able to get the motion that you need. If you are externally rotated with your forearm, you won't be able to do it. If you are, let's say you externally rotate, so this my forearm's staying the same, but I'm externally rotating my shoulder blade, meaning that my shoulder is turning this way. So if it's at the forearm level or at the shoulder level, if you're externally rotating, you won't be able to drop the club back in. So when Robert posted his takeaway video and he posted both elbows bent, club on your shoulder, that's so you can release it. And if you're pushing, if I was to push on the shaft like this, I would be pushing that way with my shoulders. If I was to pull on the shaft, so you can see I split my hands, so you can see I'm applying this across the entire force. If I were to pull, do you see how far ahead my hands are? So that's why you can't look at the golf swing as a push or as a pull. And I posted, I can't remember whose comment, but it's this motion, and this is an actual swing. That's why you need both your hands or elbows pointing down and hands in a neutral position at the top of the takeaway, so you can swing. And grip tension, obviously, if you have that, you can't swing. If your hands externally rotated, and when I mean that, so you can have just your forearm, so just your forearm externally rotated, or your entire arm from the shoulder up externally rotated. And if at any point that happens, so let me show you. If you're already externally rotated, you can't go down anymore with your forearm. If your shoulder is already externally rotated, you can't go down anymore. So you need to have this elbow, the weight of the golf club is right in here. You need to make sure that that weight isn't outside of your elbow. Once it's outside of your elbow, your arm is going to fold because it can't control the weight, and you won't be able to swing the club in. You'll have to drop it and then rotate your body in. So back to what I was kind of talking about as far as like this being the most critical move. Well, you can start to look at the golf swing as two motions. One is the creation of force, and that's this motion. And the second one is a counterbalance to it. And from what I've seen, there are three ways that we counterbalance in the golf swing. The first one I'll show you, I'm wearing my short shorts for you guys so you can see my leg action, is the Sam Snead squat. So that's when you get up and then you're moving your weight into your right hip, and then you're sitting down. And that means that you're in both of your hips right now. And then if you're doing that, then the traditional way you're taught as far as if your swing path is neutral, straight, if it's into out, it'll be a draw, and then if it's out to in, it'll be a fade, is very applicable. If you counterbalance in a different way, it's not as straightforward. So you have your two hips, you have your right hip that you can rotate around, and you have your left hip that you can rotate around. If you rotate back into the right hip and then sit down on the right hip, you'll get that move that George Gankis or what, I don't know his last name, what he demonstrates when he says, "Oh, let the left leg go out." And what you're doing there is you're pivoting into your left hip and sitting on it, so you're still pivoting on your right hip. And then from that motion, so go into the right hip, sit down on the right hip. Oh, come on, bounce. sit down on the right hip. If you go in a neutral swing path, you will probably hit a fade. So in order to get a draw, you have to go, or a straight ball, you have to go a little more into out. So if you sit down on it, you need to be swinging more into out. The other way you can do it is pivot on the left hip. That's more what Robert teaches and what I do, and you see a lot of people do. And that's where you go into your right hip and then over to your left. So I guess it's easier to see on this side. Into your right, into your left. So it's like taking a step forward. It's your momentum is going this way out. If you swing neutral like this, you'll draw the ball or hook it. If you swing into out, you'll actually have a really hard time getting to the ball and making contact. And then if you swing to the left, you'll get a more straight ball flight. I think it has more to do with like swinging along your body lines. I don't know the exact reason. I just know that that's how it works. I've done enough experimentation on my own over the last week to like really be able to pin this down. I've done research on this in the past with E.A. Tischler. I think he's a descendant of one of the biomech guys. There's a lot of information out there in this stuff. I think Robert's doing the best job as far as breaking it down step by step. But I think it's always good to have a big picture in mind when dealing with this stuff. I hope this video helps. Good luck.